Fine. Oh, was on whatever. Wait, hold on. I can barely hear myself. Okay. Good. In my ear. Hold on. Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. We're back with more. Well, I guess not with more, with a new game after the disaster of upgrading my computer. But yeah, well, just a TLDR. I got a new graphics card. If you follow my Twitter, you see which one it is. And I had to since I had an NVIDIA graphics card, but I moved to an AMD one, so I figured now was a good chance as any to move to Windows 11 because I was still on 10. So I moved to download 11, and I thought that since I was playing it on Game Pass, and since I thought it was like, you know, a reputable what do you call it, a platform for games, I thought they had cloud saves for all tiers, but no, apparently that's not the case. So the Persona save is no longer with us. So yeah, I think what I will do is I'm going to play when the game is on sale on Steam. I will buy it, and then I will, from that point, I will try to play. I will play every now and then on my own time until we get back to where we were, and then I will try my best to keep it the same. But if not, then actually, well, no, I'm gonna say right now I'm probably not gonna be able to keep the exact same, but I'll try as close to get as close as we were as possible. Like the S-links and stuff, I'll try to say so you don't miss anything. But yeah, other than that, yeah, I didn't know what to play because I was crestfallen for losing the save button. I'm like, let's just play this. I haven't played it. I was either this or Ace Attorney 1, but I was like, I played Ace Attorney the first 3 games a bunch of times already, so it's kind of like just going through the motions. So I say, well, let's just play something new. I had never played these games before, so, and I hear they're very good. So let's see. And we start the adventure. Oh, to resolve. New game.
The Empire of Japan. After opening its doors, a push for cultural transformation brought great waves of Western influence to this far eastern island nation. The revolution washed over the land, making life in the capital exciting and unsettling. It was a period of great change, and some was swept away by the tide. But for one man, the turbulence of that era was just the beginning of an extraordinary story.
Dun dun dun. Great departure. Way too loud. Antechamber, hold on. What is it? G. Hold on. Audio. Oh, that's not good. There's no. Yeah, I noticed that. If you look, there's no bar for anything. Okay, say no sliders. So, alright, it's gonna be loud as hell. I still can't believe it. I still can't believe this is happening. Happen to be just beyond the doors of this quiet little chamber is the highest court in Japan, waiting to decide my fate. Yo, bailiff, what? Oh, no, nothing. Save with the layers, murderer. Sorry. My name is Ryanosuke Naruhodo. I'm a second-year student at Imperial Yume University. 3 days ago, I somehow found myself in the middle of a horrifying incident. And now, here I am, awaiting my trial. That's enough. That's not the reason why I was debating whether or not to play this, because I should gonna be talking the whole time. He's not obliged to listen to such abuse, officer. Whoa, okay, with the headband flowing in the wind. And who are you? I'm this man's lawyer. I'll be defending him today. Lawyer? Yes, and until the judge has given his verdict on the case, no one has the right to treat him as a criminal. So you will hold your tongue. Calories. Look at you, you haven't even graduated yet. And yet, I still seem to know better than you how a court officer should behave. Right, Ryanosuke? Oh, yes, of course, sorry. What are you apologizing to me for? Oh, no, I suppose that wasn't my fault. But really, Kazuma, I never meant to drag you into this mess. Really. I'm sorry. There you go again, apologizing. Just like always. Though I must say, you've been all over the newspaper these past few days. Yuba University professor murdered in cold blood by a student. But obviously, you didn't actually do it, did you? Of course not. You have to believe me. I didn't do it. I can never murder someone. Then there's nothing to worry about. Straighten yourself up. Hold your head high. You mean... I believe you. I know you're innocent, Ryanosuke. Our bestie, Kazuma Soki, my best friend, also in his second year at Yume University. But he's far more clever than I. A star student, in fact. He's even a qualified lawyer. Impressive considering he's still an undergrad. It's not that impressive. A very consummate lawyer is only a few years old, here in Japan anyway. My qualifications don't mean much, yet. You said exactly the same thing 3 days ago, but I'm proud to have a friend like you, Kazuma. Truly. 3 days ago. Yes, that's when all this started. Congratulations, Kazuma. It looks like you're going to get to study abroad at last. I know. I've been forever dreaming of this day. Finally, those government elites acknowledge my academic achievements and successes in court. Will you be representing Japan as you immerse yourself in the most sophisticated legal system in the world? I'm really happy for you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud as a friend. There's not a soul in the university who doesn't know Kazuma's name. He's a living legend. It's like there's some mysterious aura billowing around his temple. Hold on, before I go any further, I'm gonna call it right now. He's evil. Either in this case or in the last case. I want to bring about change in our own legal system. That's why I had to cross the ocean to see the real thing. Or he's gonna die in the next case with my own eyes. The heart of the British Empire. I wish I could see it too. Then come with me. We have a wild time tearing up the streets of Her Majesty's city of London together. If only it were that simple. Oh dear, look at the time. I'd better get going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a while longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow. Then, partner? English class, but you're... Well, we still take the English class. So, it was straight after that. That's when it happened. Sophie, may I have a word? Professor, I didn't know you were coming. Well, this case has personal significance to me, but never mind that for now. So, you should go immediately to the judge's chambers. To His Excellency's chambers? Why? He was looking for you before. You advocating for the defense of this terrible sudden decision. It seems there may be some confusion about procedures today as before. Who is this man? Who is this man? I feel as though I've seen him at the university before. I see. I'll go at once then. I shall accompany you. Alright then. Ryunosuke, see you in the courtroom. Yes, thanks, Kazuma. Who was that? We were talking about awkward. This is awkward. Kind of looks like Omni-Man a little bit. If I may? Yes! Sorry? You must be the defendant. Ryunosuke Naruhodo, I believe. Yes, that's right. It's me. My name is Eugene Mikotoba. I'm a professor of forensic medicine at Yume University. Professor Mikotoba. I've heard that name from Kazuma before. As I recall, pushing to get the government to agree to Kazuma's study abroad. Asogi has told me about you. You and he are best friends, I understand. As such, I feel you should know. Know what? Well, as you no doubt heard, Asogi has been granted permission to go and study in Great Britain. Well, however, if he should fail to defend you in today's trial. Oh, that's the condition. I'm afraid that permission will be revoked. I'm never granted again. What? As I suspected, you were unaware of this. I had a feeling Asogi may have chosen not to tell you. But why? He's agreed to defend me, knowing that if he fails, his dreams will be shattered? I don't understand. Why would the government do such a thing? The administration has to choose from a large number of applicants for overseas studies. It's very difficult to persuade them to grant permission, even in the most favorable of circumstances. I don't believe it. No. His dream. But I didn't do it, I swear. I'm not a murderer. I'm sure that's true. Nevertheless, I can assure you that proving your innocence will be no easy task. You see, there are certain peculiarities about today's trial. Uh-oh. That sounds like it's rigged. A rigged from the start situation. Sorry? What do you mean? You'll soon understand. Once proceedings get underway. But then what should I do? Well, naturally, I'm not going to suggest doing anything that could lead to a conviction. Right, so as soon as the trial starts, the judge will pose a certain question to the defense. When that happens, you must answer before anyone else. You must say, I do. I do, but what will the question be? Surely not. Do you accept the accusations brought before you? Of course not. Defendant! Court is about to begin. Proceed to the courtroom at once. It would seem terrific. I don't know, the discussions are to be cut short. Allow me to summarize. Kazuma Asogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. Of course, as a defendant, the final decision is yours. Oh, I get it. It's gonna be, hey, do you want to get a different attorney, a defense attorney? What are you waiting for? Do you want to be found guilty for failing to appear? Get moving. There's no point in anyone advocating for the likes of you anyway. This is it. If this trial goes badly, Kazuma's dream of studying abroad are over. What's more, I'll be found guilty of murder. Dun dun dun. And so, with absolutely no idea of what lay ahead, I embarked on that unforgettable trial. My one and only chance for proving my ends. The trial that would decide my destiny. Mm-mm. Let Supreme Court Judiciary, courtroom number 2. Whoa, holy twitchy eyes. Like, woo. So this is a courtroom. Looks familiar. The Supreme Court of Judicature. Judicature? I have to look that up after. No court in the land has more power. I don't much like the look of those people sitting in the public gallery. Lots of military and other uniforms in there. Trials that Pepe have demanded that this be a secret trial. Why? A secret trial? A trial that's closed to ordinary members of the public. Only military and government officials may attend. What? But why? That'll become clear in time. But for now, you need to concentrate, Ryunosuke. It's about to begin. Pain? Magistrate. Very regal. The court will now hear the trial of Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Ouchie, pain. Pressing is ready, Your Excellency. As is the defense. Before we begin, there's one point of order I would like to confirm. Yesterday evening, the defense made a last-minute request for a change of advocate. That's correct, Your Excellency. I made the request myself. Normal procedures for the defendant's advocate is that 2 days prior to the trial. As this is an unusual circumstance, I'm obliged to ask for a final confirmation now. Who advocates for the defendant? For the defendant in this trial? Oh, this is it. This must be the question. Who's going to defend me? But then, if I say I do, I need to answer quickly. What should I do? Answer I do. They said to. Is that the defendant? I hope it's clear. Yes! Where's the media's unruly outbursts? Uh-oh. I would like to inform the court that Ryunosuke will be defending myself. You'll be... What? What are you playing at, Ryunosuke? Professor Mikotoba told me everything just now before the trial. He did what? He said that your dreams of studying abroad will be dashed if you were to lose. How sad. It means you don't have faith in me. You think I will be able to get you off? No, it's not that, really. It's just that, well, on the off chance that things don't go well for me, it couldn't bear to be the reason that you... Yes, I knew that's how you feel. Which is exactly why I decided not to tell you. Professor shouldn't have stuck his nose in. Very well. Court hereby recognizes the defendant's desire to advocate for himself and to say, oh, that's what's gonna happen. He's gonna be giving me help for himself in today's trial. Well, does the accused admit defeat already? Renouncing his own counsel, really? Objection! Make no mistake, counsel. This merely shows that the defendant's innocence is so apparent he's confident he can speak for himself. Isn't that so, Naruhodo-san? Oh, yes, exactly. Exactly what I wasn't thinking. I'm not confident at all. That looks good. In fact, my mind's a complete blank. I realize you're in charge now, but still, try not to look so bewildered. Well, where mere universities seem to be brought before the Supreme Court. You must have perpetrated the most heinous crime indeed. Why did the university students parade? Well, it must be. I wonder, is this like around wartime, like in that era? And you're no doubt aware this is the Supreme Court of Judicature. And accordingly, very high standards of conduct are expected of all present. Yeah, there's gonna be a kangaroo court, so it's fine. Do I make myself clear? Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. Is it therefore my duty to assist your competence for the tasks you have undertaken? My competence? What does that mean? He's questioning your ability to do the job. Yeah, well, he can't be questioning it more than I am. So, let's start with the very simplest question. Oh, yes. Kindly state before the court the name of the victim in this case. Well, that's easy enough. I've heard his name more times than I care to remember. Oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. But, wait, I'm drawing a blank. I'm so nervous, I can't even remember that. What was it again? Ryunosuke. Check the court record. Let me guess, your mind's gone blank. If you know me so well. All the revelations in this case can be found in the court record. But I can't even find that. It's simple. You can access the court record with a press of E. Yes, E. How could I have forgotten to press E? The most basic of actions. If you ever find yourself forgetting you've forgotten something, just consult that. It's all in there. I just have to press E for the court record. All right, there's no time to lose. This is a list of evidence you collected. Now try switching to people instead with E. E. You'll find the details about the victim in here. When you're done, just proceed to go back. Nope, it's this guy, John H. Wilson. Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why it's a big deal, because a foreigner dying in a foreign land is a big deal. Yeah, it's John H. Wilson. So remember, everything to do with the current case can be found in the court record. Now you better not keep His Excellency waiting any longer. Go on. Find the victim in the people's section of the court record. Press R to present. Try it now. Take that!
Yes!
Yes! The victim's name was Dr. John H. Wilson. Well, at least you can remember the name of an esteemed member of your own university. Dr. Wilson was a visiting professor from England, invited to Yume University 3 years ago. He was an honored guest and he died in the thing, indeed, which is why the reason why this case has such profound implications. The British Empire is at present our country's most valuable foreign ally, and as most of you will be aware, we have just signed a new treaty together after lengthy negotiations. Yeah, so them finding one of theirs dying in Japan, there can't be anyone who hasn't heard of the Anglo-Japanese Treaty of Friendship and Navigation. Free trade? And yet, by these delicate circumstances, the blood of Englishmen has been spilled on our soil. You two are both undergrads at Imperial Yume University, are you not? Murdering a professor from the very institution that you provide your education. Have you no honor? But I didn't do it. This case is coming under great scrutiny from all our allies on the other side of the world. As it would, the court therefore wishes for a speedy resolution to this matter. In other words, our feeble government is scared of the upsetting England's policymakers. And you're a convenient and expendable scapegoat for blame for this crime. So they lock us away and throw away the key. So that's why this trial has these unusual peculiarities, is it? Exactly. The government needs to convict someone as quickly as possible. All because the victim was an Englishman. Yes, Dr. Wilson was an Englishman. But the nationalities treated won't make any difference for me here. And the fact is, I was there at the scene of the crime. Oh dear, look at the time. I better get going. Alright, I'll see you later. I think I'll stay and enjoy this place a little longer. Good idea. After all, it's not every day you get to visit a high-class Western restaurant like this. See you in English class tomorrow then, partner. The British Empire. Wow, it's incredible to think. Wait, seen that man at university. I'm sure he's a visiting professor from Great Britain. I don't know his name, but still, I should go and say hello. And we walked up to him and he's like, phew. So I went over to the professor's stable. Ohio Sensei, and introduced myself to Dr. Wilson. And then, let me pose my next question to you, defended Naruhodo. So it looks like they got better at, so they didn't do the thing in the older games where they would just basically show you who did it. It looks like now it's left up to mystery, like, oh, who could it be? Did you actually do it? Well, let's have to see. Yes, Your Excellency. How did this professor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson, lose his life? State before the court the cause of death. Cause of death. Well, obviously, that was, let's see. Let's see here. A little after it was found a loss of blood from a gunshot to the chest. The bullet did not pass through his body. Right? There's more. The hemorrhage. Obviously, that was Ryunosuke. Remember that in court, every assertion must be backed up by evidence. By evidence, but how? Find the piece of evidence that shows the professor's cause of death and select present. Do it now. Here's my badge.
Yes.
This. Well. According to this document, the victim suffered a hemorrhagic death due to gunshot trauma. Learn to read, you imbecile. That's the post-mortem report, I take it. Sorry, yes, that's right. Post-mortem report, hemorrhaging. In the West, the doctor says purpose to identify the cause of death in an autopsy. But here in Japan, police officer immediately inspects the body and draws conclusions that way. Oh, I see. As long as I'm not going to be tested on any of this later. This is a so-called photographic print of the scene of the crime. When does this game take place? Well, it must be like the 1800s or so. If Japan and Britain are interacting. Oh wait, in other words, wait. I actually scrolling click. You can clearly discern the scorch marks around the bullet hole punch produced by the powder explosion. In other words, we should assume that the victim was shot at close range. Which is that the post-mortem report agrees with that. Thank you, counsel. The court will accept this modern scientific evidence into the record. The photographic print of the victim has been entered into the court. Yeah, I don't need to read that. So that's a photographic print or a picture. Well, that's something I've never seen before. I'm just going to call it picture. It's clearly superior to a drawing. The detail is incredible. Well, I am satisfied. Very well. I'm satisfied with your answers. Let us start the trial. Certainly, Your Excellency. So, without further ado, in order to better apprise the court with the facts of the case, the prosecution here called by the first witness who was there at the scene of the crime when it happened. This is it, then. I think I may have worked out what the professor had in mind. The professor? You mean Dr. Mikotaba? Yes. Clearly you're the defense lawyer today, not me. But that doesn't mean... Well, I can still act as your assistant. Ah, of course. When he was speaking with me before, he simply said, Kazuma Sogi must not be the defense lawyer in this trial. He really has been sticking his oar in it, hasn't he? Maybe, but any help you can give me will be greatly appreciated, Kazuma. Well, my first piece of evidence is raining that crazy look of bewilderment and control the cult's with. Only if you rain that crazy headband and control the cult stairs first. Just oozing Giga Chat energy. Witness, state your name and occupation for the court. Hold on. Okay. Of course, Hosonaga. And my name is Satoru Hosonaga. I am the head waiter at the Western Star restaurant called Le Carnaval. Uh-oh. You're coughing up blood. That's not good. Are you all right? You seem to be coughing up some, blood. It is a regular occurrence. It really doesn't bother me. Well, it really, really should. Yeah, that's not good. Anyone listening for coughing up blood, you should go to a doctor immediately, because that is not normal. As everyone knows, the capital southeastern quarter was developed for foreign visitors some years ago. It's become a very fashionable district now, full of hotels to accommodate overseas guests. This grim crime occurred in one of the district's so-called restaurants. Occidental Eatery 3 days ago. It must be Occidental. Understood. Also not the sun. Really kindly tell the court everything you can about the incident. At once, sir. And no petty interjections from the aspiring lawyer boys, please. Oh, aspiring maybe, but aspiring? It was about just after 2 p.m. in the day in question. We have a few diners at that time of day. The lunchtime rush was over, and there was only 3 tables still occupied. That fits in with my memory of it too. There was hardly anyone else in the place. It was when I was in the kitchen putting away the crockery and cutlery. A bang, a gunshot rang out, so I hurried out to the dining area to see what happened. I found the victim, an English gentleman, slumped in his chair, and standing immediately beside him, a gun in hand, was the accused university student. Yes! Hold on, let me just clarify something. As a professor, I didn't shoot. Don't interject. I believe I asked you to refrain from petty interjections. The court wishes to listen to the witness report of what he saw, you amateur. But no, the next time you interrupt at an inappropriate time, you will be penalized, defendant Naruhodo. Don't worry, Ryunosuke. You'll have your chance to fight back. Just let him speak. For now, we must just quietly listen to the witness. If I may confirm one point, waiter, standing beside the victim with a gun in his hand was the same man we see here or today. Yes, without question. I see. And apart from the accused, was there anyone else standing beside the victim? Sorry. No. There was no one else around that table but the deceased Englishman and the university student. Huh? Wait, what did he just say? There was no one else around that table? What's the matter, Ryunosuke? That's just not right. When I went over to Dr. Wilson to say hello, he was with somebody. There was a woman sitting opposite to him at his table. What? Really? And that's not something the waiter could have missed. I've been warned about interjecting, but still, what should I do? Interject. Yes. Just a moment, please. Just Dr. Wilson wasn't alone that day. I'm sure of it. There was a lady sitting with him at the same table. Objection! Dear me, what are we going to do with you? With your blatant disregard for court proceedings, I'm beginning to wonder if you're not a fraud. Could it be that the accused, this mere student, is not a real lawyer after all? But what I thought. Is there any chance you're mistaken? Perhaps your memory of events is hazy? No. The deceased gentleman came to dine alone. I don't believe it. I actually have a rough plan of the restaurant as it was that day. Please have a look if you'd like to. Let me see. A sketch of the establishment's layout, drawn by yourself, I presume? That's right. I'm afraid I used the back of my business card. It was a turbulent situation. However, as you can see, the gentleman in question was seated alone. Well, if you're clearly a very consensuous waiter. Thank you, sir. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course, here you are. What was that about? He's been completely calm and collected until now. Something certainly seems to have shaken him. It's a card. Yeah. There's something on the card. So, the court has now heard a persist of the case. Never heard that word before. Yes, at the moment the gunshot was heard in the restaurant, the only person in close proximity to the victim was the defendant on trial today. It would seem we are looking at a black and white case here. Defendant Naruhodo? Yes, Your Excellency. If you admit your guilt at this stage, the court is willing to look mercifully upon you. In other words, you may have some small reprieve in terms of your inevitable punishment. I called this waiter as an unsworn witness in order to explain the details of the case to the court, but I must warn the defense if you are determined to pursue matters further than this trial. The prosecution has decisive evidence from sworn witnesses who were present at the scene of the crime. What do you think I should do, Kazuma? What do you mean? You know what to do. Well, I'm going to be found guilty on one way or another, it seems. Wouldn't it be sensible to plead guilty at this stage and hope for a more lenient sentence? No way. You didn't do it. You didn't do it. Everyone keeps telling me that this trial is unusual about these peculiarities. You said it, Professor. You said it, Professor Mikotoba said it, and so has the judge and the prosecution. I'm scared of what lies ahead if I push this. As I said from the outset, I believe you're innocent. I trust you. And yet, despite knowing that, you're willing now to throw that trust back in my face? Is that it? What? If the accused is in fact innocent, then a defense lawyer is duty bound to prove that innocence by whatever means necessary. Are you just going to abandon that duty? Are you going to give up on yourself? The battle hasn't even begun yet, Ryunosuke. The defense pleads not guilty, Your Excellency. We invite the prosecution to stop making empty threats and bring out its witnesses. Then we'll see just how decisive this evidence really is. The point! He's doing the point. Indeed. Prosecution Aochi, please continue with proceedings. Well, you're warned. The young can be so reckless. You know, many call me a saint, but I can be your devil or your a. Dude, that's the part. That's what the parts. Hold on, I gotta write that down. Hold on, I gotta say that. Ugh. In a few short moments from now, that dumbstruck young mouth of yours will be silent forever. Uh-oh, it's 1800s. They probably had the death penalty still. Prosecution calls for its next witnesses. Very well, officer. Officer, bring forth the witnesses at once. Oh, hello. Witnesses, kindly state your names and occupations for the court. Yes, sir. The Great Nippon Imperial Army Sergeant Iesa Inosa reporting for duty, sir. Myself, I find employed as a purveyor of fine articles of antiquity from the efflorescence of our nation's Nippon, and conduct my trade from Rasute, a humble premises in the 2nd district. Kyoryo Korekuta, at your service. Kyoryo, an antique dealer and a soldier. What an unusual pairing. Both of these gentlemen were present at the restaurant on the day in question. They must be the diners at the other tables that the waiter mentioned. Myself, I habitually take heed of the most exquisite aroma in the establishments in question, always post-noon, and not infrequently converse with interested parties regarding curios with which I make my business. I can't understand a word that old man just said. He's an antique dealer, and it sounds like he's a regular at Le Carnaval. As he seeks out potential customers who may have an interest in antiques and tries to sell his wares to them. He obviously targets Le Carnaval because it's a high-class restaurant with rich clientele. Right, I see. Although, to be honest, that sergeant looks more like he'd be a seller rather than a buyer. Now, you both witnessed the precise moment of this most atrocious incident. Is that correct? Affirmative. The enemy unit was seen attacking the foreigner in what can only be described as an act of war, sir. And there was that black uniformed row infantryman over there who unloaded his firearm, sir. This man's is impossible to understand as the other. But I'm almost sure I heard strange noises during that last thing he said. So, this is the decisive end as the prosecution was threatening? Circumstantial at best. The soldier is claiming that he actually saw the precise moment you shot the victim dead. Yes. Well, are you starting to feel uncomfortable? If I'm honest, I was feeling comfortable from the start. Now, the court will hear your informal testimony, please. You will state everything you saw at the precise moment that the incident occurred. Sir, yes, sir. Standing by, ready to... What is that? Standing by, ready to report, sir. Unsavory memories of a acerbic afternoon. Acerbic afternoon. Witness test. Yeah, so this is a new one. So we have two others that stand at once. I was ingesting a regulation beefsteak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. At that precise moment, a firearm was discharged. I observed that this enemy's actions with my very own eyes. The black uniformed varsity cadet fired on the English civilian, and from the back, the cowardly hold on, the back. I was on my hands and knees, already see the issue, investigating whereabouts. I was on my hands and knees investigating the whereabouts of my mysterious absconded precious curio. So you, Sergeant, knows the actually witnessed the vital moment. You shot a split second when the defendant fired a weapon at the victim. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. That wicked university cadet, sir. The cruel and unforgivable enemy. What times we live in when an English gentleman may be assailed in the broad daylight, under broad light of day. But this is ridiculous. I didn't shoot anyone. Is that really true, Ryunosuke? Yes. All I did was pick up the gun that I saw lying on the floor. After I said hello to Dr. Wilson, I went back to my table and sat drinking some coffee. Then, when I finally finished, I got up from my seat to leave the restaurant when I noticed an Englishman made a gun next to the chair where the professor was sitting. I thought perhaps the professor had dropped it, so I bent down, and just as I was picking it up, bang! Well, if that's the truth, there was obviously a criminal on the scene somewhere. And somewhere in these two witnesses' testimonies, there's clues as to who that criminal was. There is? Ryunosuke, you must exercise your right to cross-examine the witnesses. Cross-examine? Do it now. As we have heard, Your Excellency, there is no room for doubt in the testimony of these witnesses. The defendant is clearly guilty. This is time to bring this despicable student to justice. Certainly, testimony the court has just heard eliminates any vestige of doubt. Therefore, it is my grave duty to declare the verdict of the... Yes! Hold it! What in the name of the Emperor is the meaning of this outburst? The defense demands their rights to cross-examination. Dear me, dear me. Let me guess. The Hachimaki the Hachimaki headband boy next door told me to do it. How pathetic. Huh? How did he know? The prosecution objects. This is a clear waste of time. The defendant obviously has no experience. How could he possibly carry out a cross-examination? The defense is asserting its right to a cross-examination. Whether or not you think he's capable of it is irrelevant. Ugh. Kazuma is so commanding. Sigma. Very well. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness. I can feel my throat explode. Hold on. Water. Wait, I didn't see. I'm on monitor. I hope I'm not on monitor and mute. No, you should be. Let the defense conduct a cross-examination of the witness. All right, this is where the battle really begins for Inosuke. But I don't even know what I have to do in a cross-examination. Isn't it obvious? You have to expose the lies of the witness's statements. How? You didn't fire the gun, which means that what the soldier said has to be a lie. Well, yes, but it's just a case of proof. And the key to doing that is evidence. Right, evidence. All you need to do is present some evidence, indisputable evidence that proves the witness is lying. Now, let's go, Yorinosuke. Don't let them beat you. Oh, the baby slapped. All right then, it's all or nothing. Cross is that? What the witness saw? Hold on. What the witness saw. I was ingesting a regulation beef steak at the restaurant while having a tactical discussion with the old man. Myself, I was extolling the virtues of a particularly fine golden curio to the military gentleman. Yes. I have no idea what you're talking about. Koban, boy. Koban? You mean an old Edo coin? The day prior to the incident, a treasure of exceptional value from the Heian period entered my possession. Hoei period. I took myself to the restaurant the following day, with said item secreted in my bosom pocket. In the hope of an affluent cognizant, I praised of its indisputable value being present. So, you're hoping to sell your Koban coin to Sergeant Nosa, whom you met at the restaurant. Yes, it's quite clear where you're going with this, boy. You're about to assert that a penniless soldier would have no hope of purchasing a precious Koban. Isn't that so? Well, you little upstart cadet. You want to add disrespecting the superior officer to your list of crimes, do you? Failing insubordination. No, I didn't say anything, although penniless might be just the word I was looking for. In any case, our hour was already advanced beyond that with the midday luncheon. There remained precious few present with whom I could engage in discussion about matters of business. The gentleman beside me, who was grappling with his braised veal at the time, was my sole prospect. I see. For having at the precise moment a firearm was discharged, I observed the enemy's action. Well, I'm just playing. It's definitely this statement. The black university fired niggas from the back. Yes. So this black uniform user, you're saying that was. I had just about enough of your sauce, cadet. Who else do you see around here in a black uniform? Well, there's someone standing right next to me who fits that description as well, but it was you little weasel. You unloaded the firearm on that man from behind his back. You call yourself a citizen of the great Emperor of Yukon? You disgust me. Wait, from his back? What is it, Yorinosuke? I'm not quite sure. Something that the surgeon just said, but I can't put my finger on it. Something's playing on my mind. In that case, check back over the details of the evidence gather court record. Find a thing? If you find an inconsistency where there with what the witness just said, then don't hold back. Present the evidence to the court. Thrust it into the witness's face and make it choke on it. Ooh, you have to be really graphic about that. Yeah, okay, so I'm gonna have to be. There's something on here.
Yes.
Is this? Anybody gonna say anything? What are you playing at, cadet? What is the meaning of this subordination? Dusting this wad of paper in my mustache. Inconsistency, sir. I mean, yes. There's a clear inconsistency here. What nonsense. What can this document possibly tell us that we don't already know? Well, obviously, that, I know what I want to say, but the words just won't come out of my mouth. I think this proves beyond any doubt, Your Excellency, that there is no place for an amateur student here in the Grand Courtroom. This is so frustrating. Oh, please. Surely this doesn't require an explanation. It couldn't be more plain. To spell it out would be an insult to the court. Kazuma, what are you talking about? It's apparent from a single glance at the post-mortem report presented by the defense that there's a clear discrepancy here with the sergeant's statement. What? Sergeant Iese. No, sir. Yes, sir. What, sir? The statement you just made was this. The black uniform you first varsity cadet fired on the instrument and from the back, like the cowardly little weasel. Yes, sir. Affirmative, sir. I witnessed the crap with my own military great eyes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, that's what I was saying. But no, that just can't be. And why not, cadet? Because, as is clearly stated in the post-mortem report, fatal hemorrhage from pectoral ballistic trauma, no exit wound. The bullet did not pass through the body. The photo in the photograph of the victim clearly shows the same thing. Front, not in the back. Not only that, his chair was turned. Oh, maybe because they just changed it when he didn't get a picture of it. The victim, Dr. Wilson, died from a bullet wound to the chest. Sergeant, according to your witness statement, the culprit shot the victim from behind. But that just can't be. That is the obvious discrepancy here. Well, how do you explain it? How do you explain it? Ooh. Oh. He has a child with him? What the? What was that? Something just popped out from behind his back where he was pushed it down again. Sir, there is a clear discrepancy with the facts here. Would you not agree, Sergeant Nosa? Yes, sir. At this juncture, that would appear to be indisputable. Until the moment I heard the firearm discharge, my eyes were... Yeah, he wasn't... It's gonna be he was not looking. Firmly fixed on the delicious Carnival steak, sir. What? The last testimony the court heard has proven one thing beyond all reasonable doubt. He didn't see. This witness, Sergeant Nosa, did not see the defendant firing a gun at all. Ugh, that's absurd. I think the conclusion we must draw is simple. There is no place for an amateur prosecutor here in this grand courtroom. Ugh. Ah! Get on. There's been a complete turnaround in the mood of this trial, just for that one discrepancy. Courtrooms electrify his commanding. So this is what being an ace attorney. That'll drop. Oh wait. Oh, maybe it could be that one. Maybe it could be ace attorney. So this is what being an ace attorney is all about. Right. But I definitely saw him. That university cadet there. He was pointing the firearm directly at the victim's back. But that kid was. But that can't. That simply can't be. But I never fired the gun. All I did was pick it up off the floor. And you, old man, you didn't see the moment the victim was shot either. Myself, I had already been quite clear. The gunshot interested me not. I was far too busy on the floor. Too busy on the floor. Sorry, what were you doing? Hunting for a treasure? Treasure? Indeed. The Hoy Arrow Koban, my prized coin. On each occasion when I visit that restaurant, it is my habitude to place it in my bosom pocket in a particular trinket of interest within my shop, Rasute, in the hope of meeting the rich diner who might like to buy it from you. On the day under scrutiny, it was to the military man that I proffered my Hoy treasure. Believed that he would purchase such a rare find. I did not, but I was presented with little alternative. And then, after averting my eyes for a brief moment, it was there no more. It simply vanished. The Koban vanished? Hunting around under the table, I was, in case mayhap it had fallen there, and then it happened. Gunshot. You heard the gunshot, you mean? Indeed I did, but indeed he did it not. For I was concerned only with finding my absconded Hoy treasure. Nothing could distract me out of interest. Did you find that coin in the end? No. I see. That lamentable day, the precious Hoy Koban was lost to me. No doubt some unscrupulous scoundrel pocketed the prize coin for himself. As I am sure everyone present is aware, this case demands a swift and decisive resolution. Our government has promised to send a full report to the Great Britain by telegraph this very afternoon. Nevertheless, the witness testimony the court has just heard was inconclusive. No matter how subservient our government feels, it must be to the British. It would be unforgivable to deliver a verdict on this trial right now. What is your position, Prosecutor Aochi? Worry not, Your Excellency. The defendant may have fled a tiger at the front gate, but he'll find a wolf at the back. My witnesses have further testimonies to make. Explain. Upon hearing their next statements, it would become abundantly clear that there is only one person who could have possibly committed this despicable crime. The equally disposable dependent Ryunosuke Naruhodo. What? He really seems to have a despicable opinion of you, doesn't he? Ugh. Very well. The court invites the witnesses to testify again. You will thoroughly explain the reasoning behind the prosecution's allegations. Is that clear? As clear as curical glass, Your Excellency. Yes, sir. At once, sir. Awaiting signal to testify, sir. Excuse me, but there's something or someone peeking out over your shoulder, I think. Affirmative. The newest member of the Nosa family to rise up to the rank, sir. Name Ido. I don't. I'm busy. It would seem those straps are a sign of the surgeons being too strapped to afford a nanny. Attention. Your father is about to call the enemy. Watch and learn, my boy. The true culprit. Even if what I saw wasn't the percent moment the firearm was discharged, it's almost the same thing. No, it doesn't. No, it's not. Yes, pointing his gun at the forward man, he was that young lad in black. That much I myself did see. Furthermore, a visual search of the premises at the time confirmed that we were the only personnel present. Indeed, alone he was the Englishman, dining all by himself. Therefore, no one other than the black uniform cadet could have dispatched the Englishman over and out. So this story is.
Yes.
Oh, nobody's gonna interrupt me. Wait, that's nonsense. That's what I was gonna say. So it seems like they're just saying, oh well, we didn't shoot him, and there's only 3 other people besides the person who got shot. There's only 3 other people in the room, so they're vouching for each other. So like, oh, it had to be you. Wait, that's nonsense. It's just madness. The victim, Dr. Wilson, wasn't alone at all. Please, enough of these outbursts already. But there was a young woman at his table. You must have seen her. Everyone there must have seen her.
Objection!
If you call yourself a lawyer, then you will respect the rules of the court and speak accordingly. We are not here to listen to your fantasies. Ugh. It is evident beyond all reasonable doubt that the victim was alone at the time of the incident. Prosecution has a photographic evidence of this fact. Ooh, thanks for the assist. Is this a picture of the scene of the crime, counsel? Indeed, on the table which the victim was dining, taken by an investigator immediately after the incident. As can plainly be seen, there's only one place set. Certainly, based on the appearance of this print, it would be reasonable to conclude that the victim was not in the company of anyone else. This doesn't make any sense. The court will add this new photographic evidence to the record. Water's taking me. I don't understand. What's going on here? It's just not possible that nobody else saw that woman. So you gotta make it place. The waiter before said the same thing. He maintains that Dr. Wilson came to the restaurant alone as well. But that's not true. I saw her. I swear that I saw a woman with him. It seems that we'll be able to telegraph the report to the Great Britain on time after all. The witness testimony we just heard and leave no room for further room for doubt. Those very sensitive political times. These are very sensitive political times, as we know. The ink is still fresh in the treaty with Great Britain. To think that Taketsuchi Oichi, will have contributed to the enmity of these 2 great empires is an honor. He's crashing out. How can this be happening? The judge is ready to rule. Stand tall, Inosuke. It's not over yet. Get mogged. What? If what you say is true, and there's something going on here behind the scenes. Yeah, and now is your chance to expose it. He unsheathed his sword. If you ever unsheath your katana, you have to draw blood. And now is your chance to expose it, to draw out the truth in your cross-examination. I don't know, Kazuma. The defense is entitled to cross-examine the witness, but make it quick, understood? Rules can be so unbending at times. So it has to be with the picture we got. Hold on. President, yeah. The magnifying glass. I don't know. Hmm. I probably gotta press something. That was my promotion of the thing. That's when he's gonna the form man he was. He didn't let it back up that much of himself. Hold on, let's press that. Yes, it may be true that I was holding the gun at this point in time. But I told you already, that's only because I picked it up from the floor. Well, obviously, it's the culprit. That's the only way you could explain it anyway. I had just finished drinking my coffee and I was about to leave the restaurant when I noticed the gun on the floor and I thought it was his feet. So I picked it up. And at that exact moment, bang, he got shot. They blasted him. The gunshot rang in my ears. Full events beyond our control, life is. Sorry? What do you mean? In your case, you found a pistol on the floor and picked it up, which participated in this testing predicament, whereas conversely, I failed to pick up the crowbar from the floor and find myself in an equally testing predicament as a result. I don't think those two are related. Anyway, the fact remains. Myself, I did see you, with the pistol in hand, standing over the foreigner. Okay, that's what he meant. I thought he meant like pointing the gun. Okay, hold on. Let's press this.
Yes.
So you actually saw that with your own eyes, did you? The victim, Dr. Wilson, dining alone. That I did. Forgive me for the position I placed you in. The testimonies of the old man, the soldier, and the waiter all agree on that point. Isn't that interesting? And let us not forget the incontestable evidence we have to support their statements as well. As can clearly be seen, there is only a single beefsteak on the victim's table, a meal for one. No. The antique dealer, the sergeant, and the waiter who testified before. It's not impossible they're all lying. But if so, then why? If I'm perfectly honest, I have absolutely no idea. Therefore, no one other than the black uniform that could have dispatched things was been over now.
Yes.
Yep, press everything time. Why aren't we telling the truth? What? What did you say, cadet? I clearly remember. There was a woman sitting across the table from the professor. Perhaps one of you might not have noticed. But for both of you that have failed to see the professor's dining companion, it's just not possible. Unfortunately for you, Defendant Naruhodo, it's not just a case of these two witnesses alone. Sorry? The waiter, whose testimony the court heard earlier, clearly stated the same thing. He also said that the victim was alone. That's right. Precisely. In other words, you are the sole proponent of this phantom lady. But if such a woman were indeed present at the scene, the prosecution demands to see proof. If no such proof exists, the prosecution demands that no further mention of this phantom woman be made. It's a blatant waste of the court's time. There's nothing I can say to that. What do you think, Ryunosuke? What's the matter? I can't find anything. I can't find a clear discrepancy anywhere. I'm done for. I can't win this trial. No. Listen, the first thing to do is to calm down. You can't expect the witness statements to be full of holes every time. So just take your time and try to tease more information out of them first. What do you mean? You can choose to either press or present against each of the witness statements. If a witness is saying something you're suspicious about, press them on with you. With a little luck, you may get more details, which could prove to be crucial. Right. I see. Yeah, so it's the right statement. The important point is there is no sense in holding back. If anything even slightly jars with you, press the witness on it and press them hard. All right, got it. I'll press them to like blocks of tofu. The professor wasn't alone in the restaurant. Sure, one way or another, this cross-examination is going to prove it. It's time to press them for all they're worth. My fate depends on it. Okay, even with what I said was environment, that was the same thing. Okay, I didn't press this statement.
Yes.
No. It's not the same thing at all. For a start, I didn't fire that gun. We have a difference of opinion on that. Opinion of a uniform officer versus that of a fledgling cadet. I don't think so. Consider this, defendant. Just a moment ago, I blinked. Did you? Did you see it? Did you see me blink? How could I? And yet, it's undeniable fact that I did blink. So there you have it. Have what? Tan shun. The sound of a firearm rang in my ears in the very next moment. I saw you waving the gun at the Englishman. I think that's what that says it all, don't you? Yeah, let's not forget the witness accused in the most incriminating position as well. Isn't that so? Korakuda-san? Yes, when he was kind of the foreman, he was. Okay, it was this one. It must be this one. You must have noticed someone else that Dr. was the table. There was Lady there. As you have been at pains to point out time and time again, I feel I'm growing a callus in my ears. And yet, no one else hears that, even a glimpse of this woman. Only there's been more people than dining time, that someone else would have noticed her. Fortunately, it was already past 2 p.m. when it happened. The quiet time between lunch and dinner isn't in any restaurant. I know. Of course, the place was almost empty. It's what you expect. Certainly, 2 p.m. is neither here nor there in terms of the time to eat. I wonder if there was a reason why the victim was eating at that time of day, why he was alone. Yes, Your Excellency, there was indeed a reason. There was? This was found in the victim's jacket pocket. What is that, counsel? It is a medical report card, Your Excellency. It was seen that the victim had an appointment at a clinic prior to visiting the restaurant. Hottie clinic? Hottie clinic? Yes, there will indeed appear to be an entry for the date in question. 19th November, noon to past 1 p.m. The very day of the incident. So the victim went for a late lunch following his appointment. The explanation could be more simpler. Prosecution felt no need to put the set before, as it really has no bearing on the case. I wonder. What do you think, Rinosuke? Huh? Well, it's hard to see how it can be related, really. Remember, you can request for it to be entered into the court record of evidence if you think it could be useful. Did I ask for Dr. Wilson? I'm going to say yes. Ask for it to be submitted.
Yes.
If I may, I'd like to ask for that medical report card to be submitted as evidence, Your Excellency. On what grounds? The court has already heard conclusive witness testimony. Additional evidence will be extraneous, not to mention that the victim's movements prior to his arrival at the restaurant are of no concern.
Objection.
Slam! Whether or not they are of concern is up to us to decide. We have a right to explore all possible avenues. I beg your pardon? You have no authority to refuse a perfectly valid request for the submission of evidence. Very well. The court will grant the defense's request. Youngsters these days are forever asserting their rights. It's the most disturbing. Yeah, those pesky human rights, to stop violations. You get a fair shake. Officer, kindly get the victim's medical report card to the court record. Check it out. What we need right now is new clues. we have to explore these things for every possible way, even if they don't seem relevant at first. Right. I heard you. I hear you. You can conspire to prolong the trial as much as you like, but it's the day after the festival ready for you. Or perhaps you've forgotten that these witnesses' testimony has no room for doubt. Feel free to reiterate for the Kurakuda-san. Indeed, alone he was the Englishman dining all by himself. Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, check it out. Let's check it out. Wait. Wait, why can I not? I can't examine. No examining. Indeed. Medical report card from the Hada clinic that was found in the victim's pocket. Oh, is it this? Oh, well, it said it didn't say where. Oh no, I don't know. Even if one myself was that moment the fire was started. Yes, one is gonna deform it. He was that black hat.
Yes.
So let's press this. Why are you telling us who's what? Oh, I got. Hold on. I ready to do this. Can I acknowledge? Oh wait. Oh, we okay? Never mind. No. First be different. Yeah. Excellent work. Marinos leaves some new information. Well, yes, but I don't feel like it changes much. I can't see that it brings any discrepancies to light. I wouldn't be so sure. Let me see that medical report card you got before. Oh, okay, I had to let him look at it. Okay, that's kind of annoying. Oh, you mean this? Yes, this is a brand new piece of evidence. So perhaps we should examine it in a little more detail. How exactly? Oh, okay, so that's why I couldn't examine it. You'll notice that some pieces of evidence bear a magnifying glass. These are the ones you may examine. Press space and you can take a closer look at the piece in question. Use arrow keys. Oh, okay. You can rotate the evidence in all directions and examine it from all angles. By using WASD, okay, so ever heard of WASD? You can move the crosshairs around to hunt for clues that may have been missed before. As the crosshairs start to pulsate, press space to investigate further. So, partner, I think you should take a closer look at the medical report card. See if there isn't something new to be learned by examining it in more detail. Alright, I'll see what I can do. I need to use the arrow keys, WASD, and space. So wait, there's no date on this. It looks like your medical report card was first issued in quite some time ago. It's probably a record of a long-term treatment. That's why. With a family doctor, I imagine. Well, I can't imagine going to a doctor. I mean, as long as I'm alive, I never consulted one. Well, if you were dead, there'd be no point. So you don't like doctors then? Why would you? Why would you? They make you drink horrible tasting medicine. They give you painful injections, and then they demand lots of money for you for the privilege, and all when you're at your lowest ebb. You sound like a model patient with a bad case of stubbornness, no less, for which only cures very bitter medicine and evil. That wasn't it. Back page? What's this back page? Let's have a look. This is some kind of medical history. Ah, there's an entry for the day a person was killed. Extraction of molar with topical anesthesia. Extraction of molar? You mean he had a tooth taken out? Well, it seems so. Just before the incident, he had a bad tooth. Perhaps they used the laughing gas. That's the most modern practice in the West for pain. Yes, I've heard of this anesthesia. Although it's hard to believe there's anything that can actually stop you feeling pain. There's a cautionary note from a medical practitioner as well. Strictly no food or drink besides water for 3 hours post-procedure until anesthesia effects have passed. Really? But he ate. Sounds like an information worth bearing in mind. Now, with this new information, the meaning of that one particular statement totally changes. So I think it's time to listen to the testimony again, don't you? Definitely. Even what I saw wasn't clear through the thing. Dining all by myself. So that's no, it has to be this.
Yes.
Well, I think what are you withering that? You call yourself a lawyer? I wish I could. But first and foremost here, I'm the accused. Ryunosuke. Everyone stumbles on the words occasionally. Under the circumstances, I wouldn't worry about it. Thanks. Thanks, Kazuma. I could see it quite clearly in that cross-examination you just carried out. When you raised your hand straight up like that, so purposefully, you knew exactly what it is you wanted to say. Don't you feel like you have to choose your words? Don't feel like you have to choose your words carefully. Just say what you're thinking. All right. And thanks for the advice. Horakuda-san, this is a medical record report belonging to the victim. Hold on.
Oh.
Sorry. Horakuda-san, this is the report card belonging to the victim. I see. And I don't see. What of it, boy? Comparing what is written on this report card with your witness statement. Something clearly doesn't add up.
Objection!
Dear me, have you forgotten my words so soon, you amateur? Sorry, what? You are not to interrupt court proceedings with your amateurish drivel. But let's see if I can explain in words you might understand. It was after 2 p.m. in the afternoon when the victim was murdered at the restaurant. Whatever he may or may have done before that time is completely irrelevant. Sure, but that's remember, Ryunosuke, you don't have to use clever language or fancy words. Just make your point. Just make your point. Your Excellency, I believe we're finished here. There's surely no need to prolong this trial further. The witness testimonies the court have heard have been clear and concise. They have not. This medical report card has no bearing on the matter at all, for that simple reason that there is no one else besides this pale-faced pupil who could possibly. This medical wait, it wasn't a baby slap, it was a real slap. This medical report card has nothing to do with the case. It had oomph, it had bass. Do you really believe that? What? The outburst has petrified me, boy. Of course I believe it. How could it possibly be relevant? Perhaps because Hada Clinic, which issued the report card, is a dental clinic. A dental clinic? Is that supposed to mean something to me? Perhaps if I told you that the victim had just had a tooth removed, extracted. What's this now? And furthermore, if I told you that as a result the victim had been forbidden from eating, then why was there a steak on just what are you trying to say, cadet? He had orders not to eat, so what? That's all written up here. No food or drink other than water for 3 hours post-procedure while anesthesia wears off. What? No, that can't. Korakura-san. What, boy? What? As you just heard, when he was killed sometime shortly after 2 p.m., the victim couldn't have been eating anything at all. No. Additionally, there's more. You have assured the court with unwavering self-confidence that the victim was dining alone. But that cannot possibly be the case. Good. Because the victim, as we now know, had just had one of his teeth extracted and was still experiencing the effects of the anesthetic. Expertly done, partner.
Objection!
What is this nonsense, you little upstart? Well, something feels right. These are baseless accusations. Just look at the photographic evidence. You can clearly see that a plate of food at the victim's table.
Objection!
But he was not. Use your head. Use your head. It's very discrepancy. That's the very discrepancy we're talking about. Or can't you follow the logic? How dare you? I think it's fair to say that the tables in this restaurant case have turned. Wouldn't you agree, Rurunosuke? Yes, most definitely. So having just undergone some dental surgery, the victim was unable to eat. Which leaves one very crucial conundrum. Whose plate of food is this? Who in fact was eating this pictured beef steak? The court will hear the opinion of the defense on this new puzzle. I assume you're ready, counsel. Counsel? Oh, that means me, yes, doesn't it? All right, the answer to this question is going to be pivotal. This is the start of you turning this trial around. Show them what you're made of. Got it. So, the person eating the steak at the victim's day must have been and a dead and known third party. Obviously, it can only have been someone else who was sitting at the professor's table.
Objection!
You will not let this go, will you? There was no such person.
Yes!
Yeah, it was, because I saw her. When the incident occurred, we know that the victim couldn't have been eating anything. Yet we have evidence of a half-eaten steak on this table. Therefore, the only logical conclusion is that there was somebody else there eating it. We can have strong evidence to support our assertion. It's clear that these witnesses' testimonies are unreliable. The court decides to push this through a ruling at this stage. We will lodge a formal complaint with the Ministry of Justice and pursue a fair retrial relentlessly. Kazuma, are you insane? You would take on the government? Don't worry, counsel. I have no issue with you. What do you mean? I have issue with them, those two witnesses in the stand. What? What the heck are you talking about? We have demonstrated with evidence that the victim was not alone. So, if it now turns out that the two of you deliberately lied when giving your testimonies, obviously you will be charged with perjury. Perjury? And since this is a murder trial, you will also be deemed complicit in the killing. Complicit in murder? Yeah, because they're basically covering up for the thing. If they know they saw someone, yeah, they're basically no, negative. There was no mention of this at the tactical meeting. I was just following orders. That's right. As the man says, just say you never saw the gentlewoman. That's what they are told us. Oh. What? What did he just say? What did you just say? Kurakura-san? Oh, no. You were just following orders? No, now hold on, lad. I was... Say you never saw the gentlewoman. Ugh. When you say gentlewoman, do you mean... You saw the victim with a lady from overseas? What?
Attention!
What is the meaning of all this? These witnesses gave false statements? If this is true, you pair? Just one simple slip of the tongue. These witnesses have more holes than the Swiss cheese. Order, counsel, explain what is going on here. It's painfully clear now. You tried to prevent these witnesses from telling the truth. Absolutely not. The prosecution knows nothing of this. Oh, we can't do this, Heartsland. Then who's behind this? Who tried to make you keep your mouth shut? That's classified. So you're here to be tried as a conspirator to this murder, are you? You wouldn't. This can't be happening. Ryunosuke, judging from the way they're reacting to this, I say they were sworn to silence by someone with considerable influence. However, I don't believe Aoichi had any idea about it. What are you saying? This is rigged. I mean, to wield that kind of influence, there are only a handful of possibilities. It had to be the government themselves. It could only have been the government, the military, or the police, I suppose. 3 branches. Well, if we can affirm who tried to silence these witnesses, then we can continue our pursuit. So we need to name whoever it was who tried to make your witnesses keep their mouths shut. Of course, we need evidence before we make any firm accusations. Evidence that proves whoever it was really did wield his or her power here. But how? How could we possibly? Remember how we made progress before? We examined this piece of evidence in more detail and found a new clue as a result. Oh, hold on, I'm gonna beat you to it. Hold on, I'm gonna beat you to it. Yeah, here we go, yeah. Yeah. Well, that's unexpected. What is, look, do you see it says the witness name here? Satoru Hosonaga. Oh yes, business cards do tend to show the person's name. That's sort of the point. It's not the name that's unexpected. It's his job title. His job? Oh, Chief Inspector Satoru Hosonaga, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. Inspector? What on earth? I have no idea. But let's face it, the police have a lot of power and influence. And they're wheeling it somewhere out here. Been updating the court record. Oh yes, that's right. Well, that's not the only piece of evidence we have, is it? We'll need to re-examine everything, make sure there's nothing we've missed. There's no time to lose. Well, too bad, I already figured out. I want answers. If it's proven that the witnesses have been manipulated, I assure you the penalty will be severe. Please, wait, Your Excellency. I had no idea about any of this. I swear to every Shinto god. There's like 1,000 of them. Yayorozu. I knew nothing. And what does his defense have to say about all this? Well, Your Excellency. No time to think. I'm just gonna have to close my eyes and shout out the first name that comes to my head. Lock in. Get it twisted. Besides the prosecution, the only person who the witness is them. Is you. We know where you are.
Yes!
Him. Well, surely that would be Satoru Hosonaga-san. Hosonaga-san, the waiter who took the stand earlier?
Objection!
Poppycock. What possible reason would the waiter have to give these witnesses false testimony? Not to mention the fact that even a head waiter could not possibly have that level of influence. For once, I would agree with you. Except if that is the main man truly were a waiter. What? If you truly were? Come on, Ryunosuke. Time to hit this card with the truth. The truth about Satoru Hoso's real identity, proven by this evidence.
Yes!
The plan of the restaurant sketched by the man in the question? I agree, it shows a great deal of attention to detail, but I'm not sure what we conclude anything. Sorry, Your Excellency. That's the back of the card. It's the back of the card. That's of interest. I beg your pardon, the front. Or perhaps that's just the front. Yes, it's the front of the back of the card. That's where the telling detail is. What? Would somebody please explain what this overexcited student is trying to say? Yasunaga-san shares the plan of the restaurant on the reverse side of his business card. On the front of that business card reveals the man in the question profession, his true profession. The waiter's profession, but that's surely good gracious. That's right, Your Excellency. The card reads Chief Inspector, Primary Criminal Investigation Division, Imperial Police Bureau. What? The waiter is a police detective. I haven't heard any mention of this before. Why haven't I heard any mention of this before? The Imperial Police Bureau has immense power, absolute power as far as regular civilians are concerned. So, witnesses there in the stand. Was it in fact the waiter who gave you your orders? Was it he who told you not to mention that you'd seen this foreign gentleman at the scene? Well... SLP Hosonaga. It's true. Inspector Hosonaga. I was worried something like this may happen. The moment you asked me to submit my sketch as evidence, I realized it was a possibility. Submitted as evidence so we couldn't see. The court will take this plan and add it to the court record as evidence. Oh, well, is there a problem? Hand the plan to the court officer at once. Of course. Here you are. Yes, I remember now. He was startled. He was flustered. He did act strange when the judge asked him to hand over his business card. I strive to carry out all investigations flawlessly. It's my guiding principle. But I let myself be distracted when I made that sketch. That was an unusually careless mistake. So, you mean to say you really are a detective? But why would a detective be working as a restaurant waiter unless it was a sting operation? Of course, your salary must be terrible. I was working undercover, yeah. Like I said, sting operation. And technically, if it's a sting operation, it's not them could be important to the investigation. I don't know if that's protected. Working undercover. Undercover? Yes, there have been a series of incidents at the restaurant recently. In order to investigate, I decided to get a job there as a waiter, working undercover. Incidents at the restaurant? What kind of incidents? Thefts. I can't tell you. That would be classified police information, which I am not at liberty to divulge. However, I can say categorically that they are unrelated to this case of homicide. Very well then, Inspector Hosonaga, but you will elaborate on one point for court. Of course, Your Excellency. We had just heard new information from the two witnesses besides you. That at the time of the shooting, there was in fact another person present at the victim's table. If that is indeed true, clearly you would also have been aware of this person's presence having served at the table in question. However, your testimony did not allude to this other banner. Therefore, I am led to assume that in your professional capacity as a police officer, you require these witnesses to be in agreement. Would that be correct? Correct, Your Excellency. Unbelievable. As I suspected. Bang. As soon as I heard the gunshot, I ran out of the kitchen to see what had happened. The victim sat slumped in his chair, and beside him, a gun in hand, stood the accursed student. Sitting opposite the victim at the same table was a young woman. A young lady who I was guessed to be an Englishwoman. So the truth comes out. I immediately sealed out the restaurant and reported the incident to the bureau. It was then that I received some special orders. Special orders? You mean to say the government told you to frame my ass? Holy. Remove the Englishwoman from the scene at once. It was made clear that the Englishwoman present at the restaurant was to be concealed. Those were my orders. Fine. But what if this Englishwoman was a killer? I think it would be in everyone's best interest not to pursue that idea. Wait! So you're saying you're gonna send me up the river just for that? The Empire views the friendly terms of this relationship with Britain more highly than anything at the moment. So what's one person? An Englishman had been murdered in our soil. To name an Englishwoman as the primary suspect, well, without irrefutable evidence, that would be completely out of the question. So that's the reason for the disappearance of the phantom woman in this case. But it's not right. Yeah, basically they're saying we're gonna throw you under the bus for the sake of the country. You have not, yeah, you can't say anything. One possibility does spring to mind. What do you mean, Kazuma? Yuma University is currently hosting a number of exchange students from Great Britain, and I'm fairly certain that one of them studying in the medical faculty research laboratory is a young Englishwoman. What? You're a shrewd man. I can see why you're the chosen candidate for the overseas study tour. You mean? When I removed the woman from the scene of the crime, I thought it prudent to check her identity first. And the court demands that you name the lady in question at once, Inspector. The Englishwoman sitting at the university professor's table was a certain Miss Zael Brett. She is indeed a foreign student studying in the research laboratory of Yuma University's medical faculty. What? What is happening here? I have to admit that under orders from the police bureau, I erased all evidence of the lady present at the scene and ordered these witnesses to make no mention of her in their yeah, this guy will let you die. It must now be up to your excellency to decide how to deal with the situation. Very well. My thoughts on the matter are as follows. Thus far, the case presented to the court has been underpinned by a particularly critical premise, namely that the victim was dining alone. However, as we have now discovered that this premise is false, it would be a desecration of our justices to ignore the truth and give a ruling at this point. But, Your Excellency, that would be missing the noon deadline of our ruling in order to send a telegraphic report to Great Britain. Our own government will surely be very displeased by such actions. Calm yourself, counsel. I will not allow the government of our country or any other to influence the proceeding of my courtroom. And Inspector Hosonaga? Yes, sir? You will locate this Jezebel Brett and escort her to the courtroom with the utmost urgency. At once, Your Excellency. But that means you'd be going against the special orders you were given for the police bureau. It's the court order, he can't refuse, as I said before. It is my guiding principle to carry out all investigations flawlessly, so it won't be a problem. It will be a problem. Nothing will get in my way. Court will adjourn briefly. The prosecution must call the English student Jezza Brett to the witness stand. Do I make myself clear? Yes. Your Excellency. Good. Then we'll have a 30-minute recess before reconvening. To be continued. That took a whoa. So that must have been a lot of reading because that did not feel that long, but that did take a long time. Yeah, I think that's a good enough for the first time. Well, that's not what I wanted to do. Yeah, it's a good stopping point. It's been long enough. It's only like 2 hours, so yeah. So far so good. The first case being this long did not bode well for my throat, but I think I can live with it. So, but yeah, thank you for, as always, thank you for coming by to the stream. If you like what you saw, please consider leaving a like. Follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube. Yeah, if you can follow on YouTube. But yeah, and hopefully I will see you here in the next part. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Bye.